this is a good question. I feel like for me, I had the same kind of like idea as Jacob. Then I feel like a lot of our listeners who are primarily on Shopify, they kind of think the same. Because they've been on Shopify, like I looked at Amazon. It's like, hey, you'll need to rank organic, and there's so many sellers on there. Everyone knows about it. Like it's going to be very difficult to start. And I think this is a good intro to next question is when someone will be taking a brand from Shopify specifically to Amazon, how do they go about it? Is it just focusing on organic, just some, like, I don't know, like kind of like SEO, optimizing your product description, pricing, or is it paid ads, same as you would on Shopify? How does getting started look like?
Same 90-day launch plan occurs for any seller, even established brands versus brand new sellers, because we're going to train and what we call prime the algorithm to determine that your product and best metrics are going to beat the current competitors in the marketplace. Even if they have 2 or 3 or 4,000 reviews, I don't care. When I sell to the algorithm, I'm selling to specific metrics. I want it to understand that I'm better than the lowest tier of the competition that I'm going after. So let's use an analogy. There's 10 competitors in my space on Amazon. I'm selling on Shopify right now, and I want to start up the Amazon channel. Okay, and I see there's 10 competitors over there that I'm going to have to go beat. Price may be an issue. Competitive may be an issue. You may have to address minimum advertised pricing or map pricing. You may have to address both, but you will need to pay traffic inside of Amazon, okay, to gain that brand authority and gain that traffic market share as you first go to market, right? Because we want any spillover traffic that we're currently paying for over here on our Shopify account. You just, first off, again, as I said earlier, you need to understand that you're sending traffic to Amazon and it's someone else is buying those products already. They are already buying them. And the larger your Shopify store is, the more traffic you're sending to Amazon with buyers. So our goal here is to get those products that we are currently selling up in front of Amazon's platform, up in front of our target keywords as quickly as possible to gain that market share and that spillover that is literally looking for us to validate whether or not we're real. And that is going to give us a lift. All right, any paid traffic on Shopify over here is going to lift up our Amazon brands over here. It's a reciprocal thing. Now, as organic takes time in Amazon to validate the algorithm, as I mentioned earlier, the paid traffic will keep you there until organic starts to overtake you. When you get to 40, 50, 60% of your sales coming from organic and not PPC, that's when you can start to dial your PPC back, because now organic is overtaking PPC in terms of profitability, gain more profitability back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And so at that point, you're now picking up the spillover traffic from paid ads that was originally going to somebody else. You're now gaining that market share back.
I think
you're gaining that profitability back, and you're making them customers.
I think a lot of people are going to love that, because right now with CAC on Facebook and all the other platforms going up, people are struggling with profitability. A lot of people are not acquiring customers profitably anymore. So this could be another channel of opportunity alongside, for example, email marketing to get that money back.
Well, let's cover that for a second if I can, if you'd allow me. And one of the things, obviously, you guys know, and I'm sure people listening to this on the Shopify know and should understand, that first customer acquisition is not where the money should be made. It can be made if you're doing a great job, but it's really second, third, and fourth acquisition that makes the business, either through email, SMS, follow-up marketing, packaging, or materials. Getting and acquiring that customer is the number one goal. The more customers you can acquire from your competitors, the more money you're going to make. Which means your job, really, at the end of the day, is once you start acquiring customers, okay, is to then figure out how to make sure everything they purchase next from you, your customer lifetime value of that customer, is profitable. So I think I see a lot of Shopify people, and I don't know if it's training or world or whatever, I see a lot of similar things happening in mindset on the Amazon side with people who are brand new. But they think about one product only, and they don't really think about 3, 4, 5 additional products in their ecosystem that their customers can buy from them continuously to get to an actual value of that customer that's profitable. Okay, if I can acquire a customer and take them away from you, I've already won. You understand? So I think people focus too much on that initial acquisition and not on the second or third or fourth. On the Amazon side of the house, we make sure people understand there are 150 million Prime members. Of that, there are 100 million, Amazon tells us, that are buying over $1,000 a year from sellers on Amazon. And our metric for the back end of our Amazon stores is to get the customers that are spending $1,000 every year into our brands. Right? That's our CLTV for 12 months, is $1,000. So when we put our products in Amazon, when we launch, when we're taking over market share, when we are literally even running average cost of sale at 125%, okay, which obviously, if you know the math, is not profitable. My total advertising cost of sale, which is referred to as tacos on Amazon, could be 3 to 5%. Because I am now acquiring market share away from you, my competitor, and then the customer is buying additional products on Amazon from me as part of my customer lifetime value. When you understand what I just told you, you can now compete with me. If none of anything I just made sense, it didn't say or make sense to you, then you are not going to win in the marketplace. You're going to lose. So you've got to really understand how to approach that market with guys like me that are in there, or we're going to eat your lunch. So people need to understand that this is serious. Like, this is a business. You will not compete with me if you don't understand these things. And both Shopify and Amazon people need to understand that. You've got to play this like a real business. It's a numbers game. I'm willing to spend more money to acquire a customer away from you, even if it's not profitable, because I will make it profitable. And unless you're willing to do that, you're going to lose.
That's a good mindset. I feel like an interesting take on it as well. One last question for me, like when we talked about starting on Amazon, you mentioned like your goal is to basically prime the algorithm, so to show it that you can beat the competition. What are the metrics are you looking at? Is it delivery speed, reviews, sales? What are those metrics like in just bullets?
So initially, I don't care about reviews because that is closing the loop on the entire customer life cycle. Amazon cares about that, right? They care about the customer experience, the fulfillment, the last mile delivery, and the customer experience. They've got that. So what I am concerned about is acquiring those customers, proving the metrics correctly to the Amazon algorithm over 90 days, and buying up that market share so the algo goes and looks at me and says, whoa, who's this new player on the block? They got more profit, they got higher velocity, they're acquiring more customers than the lower tier of these. Let's give them some traffic and find out how they do. Let's prove it. So Amazon will then start to prove that we're better than that lower tier of current competition in the marketplace. Remember, there's 10, in this example, there's 10 competitors. The bottom 3 to 4 performing are going to then be compared. Amazon's own admission, you can go look this up. They've got a series of videos from their engineering department where they talk about 100 different algorithms for each node that are running around determining whether new products, life cycle, metrics, velocity, sales, and profitability, and other metrics will beat current competition even if they have 5,000 reviews and the new product has 0. They don't want to bury the new products. Why do they not want to bury the new products, right? Because they want to follow the trends. They want to follow the social trends. They want to follow what's happening with those products, and they want to give them a fair chance to be seen in the marketplace. They don't want to bury them if there's an opportunity to make millions of dollars from those, trending products, right? So they have these algos running around to just qualify that. Well, if my metrics are being primed, okay, and I have a minimum of $12 in profit per unit, okay, I have certain controls and mechanisms over 90 days I want to see the algorithm respond positively to as I'm doing certain things, including buying share from PPC, sponsored ads, and other components of marketing within Amazon's system, by the way, because when we launch, we don't do any outside Amazon effect. We don't do any outside marketing or anything. This is all Amazon only because all we're doing is just priming the algo. We want it to believe. And then in 90 days, I wanted to beat the first 3 to 4 competitors. I want to beat out their metrics within 90 days. That will establish my brand in the marketplace, and by reciprocation, the loop will be closed because at this point, reviews will start coming in, and I will start seeing that life cycle being closed. The algorithm will see that being closed positively by seller feedback, by review feedback, etc. And then I will be basically going to attack the next 3 to 4 competitors in the next 90 days. And so over 90 by 90 by 90, I'm basically proving to the algo that I have long-term stability, inventory, the right metrics. I'm making Amazon the most money, more than my competitors, and so they want to sell more of my products, right?
Amazing value. It's really interesting how you really deeply understand the platform to kind of take advantage of it. Basically, know the playing field to know how you can play well. That's great. But
all about growth.
As we're closing into the end of the episode, what are maybe some other 2 very actionable tips you would suggest to e-commerce owners trying to open up their first Amazon channel?
Yeah, so the second thing about it, obviously understanding profitability is important. The second thing is, where do I get my growth and market share from? How do I adapt and change, gain distribution? And that is going to be from additional products. The average FBA seller on Amazon has less than 5 FBA products branded within their system. I will tell you there's a pro tip. You got to have more than 5, and the system will reward you with more distribution. And the more products you sell on Amazon, the more money you're going to make. So to gain market share, I also want you to understand you can't be competing on products that are $30 or less in retail price point. I call that Amazon's mosh pit. If you know what a mosh pit is, it's where the 6'4" bikers and sweaty guys go in and beat the crap out of each other, and children and women should not go in there. It's just a nasty, nasty place. I like to sit up in the sports box and look down and watch out wherever that's going. So in the $30 or less retail price point, that's the mosh pit, right? That's low price, low profitability. It's sweaty and nasty. Don't go in there. So we usually sell between $50 to $100 in retail price points. So that is also going to give us more market penetration. There's going to be more sales in terms of the distance of the customer willing to purchase more of my products in that CLTV. Okay. And then I'm going to look at the third thing, which is scalability of that marketplace and upside potential, which leads me to a 24-month exit. So our goal with this is to build these brands up and exit them. All right. Economics 101. You know about inflation. We hear about it all the time right now. There's lies about what the actual inflation is. We know it's more than that, which means money today is worth more than money tomorrow. So when we build these companies to exit, we will take them out and get 2 to 3 years worth of profit back. Now, we don't just stop. We go and do it again. We're bigger. We're capitalized. We have all the knowledge. We go back. There are more products than you can do in a lifetime. We've already established what they are. We've indexed 6% of Amazon based on our criteria and metrics, and we simply go back to the well and launch those products in another brand. And then we just repeat that process like a franchise model, like a wholesale retail. We just go one brand after another. We can exit those brands or exit them all at once at a corporation. So again, upside and potential, market share, and then of course scalability and exit are the third things to be thinking about. Getting highly profitable brands to at least 15% net income, EBITDA, in a 12-month cycle, at least 7 figures. And then by 24 months, once they matured, exiting them. Okay, Amazon's exits will be 3 to 4x, depending upon profitability, single channel. If you open a DTC channel, direct to consumer, Shopify, even if it's only taking up 5, 10, 20% of the market share, we can add, it could be multiples of 5 to 10x with the multiple channels in 24 months. And those are really where the money's made. You can cash flow these positively. You can have them as cash flow positive assets, but the real fun and the real money is made in the exit.
Amazing value. Amazing value. Maybe, Reyes, any last questions from your side? No. Then maybe the last question, because we can again take the step back from Amazon, like a more of like a personal question, like what would be the one tip you would give to your younger self? Let's say your 20-year-old self. One piece of advice.
Stay the course. Life is going to get really good. You're going to have 4 daughters. You're going to have a beautiful property and a wonderful, beautiful wife and family. Don't do anything different.
Amazing.
Fail at everything you're about to fail at. Look past the failures in your life and just keep moving because they're going to happen. And don't change a single thing about what you're doing right now.
Amazing. Perfect. It's been a great episode. So, Neil, where can people find you? Yeah, plug yourself.
Yeah, so it's really simple, right? A short name. Just Google me. I encourage you to do that because what you're not going to find is a bunch of negative reviews and a bunch of crap about me on the internet. No, I'm not like super. I don't have a Cray machine and I'm not alien smart, so I don't have a system scrubbing all the crap off the internet. The truth is, it's not out there because of the way I do business. And you're welcome to go check me out, check my Facebook, go to voltagedm.com, listen to some podcasts, listen to some media. If you're serious about building a business, you want profit first, and you're a business builder. And you want to get going on one of the channels, starting with Amazon FBA, that's where we go, then this might be the path for you. You can hit me up, you can text me personally, and we'll have a quick convo and determine whether or not it's a good fit. It's pretty simple.
Amazing. Thank you for the episode. See you. Bye-bye.